Coming up on this week's episode of the Necessities.
Dunford was one of the largest independent wholesale bakeries in the West. Many of you have probably had Dunford donuts and didn't even realize it.
Join us as we scour the globe for you to find the best donuts, bagels, and other baked goods your money can buy.
Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are in West Jordan, Utah, visiting Dunford Bakers. Some of you guys might know Dunford Bakers, some of you might not, but chances are most of you have probably tried them. Dunford Bakers, they started in the late 1920s in their house and officially opened in 1931. It was started by Hazel Love Dunford, who was a widow, and she had 3 sons, Steve, Clayton, and Burns. She started this just to earn extra money, but she had no idea what she was actually starting. Hazel started baking and selling bread from her home kitchen and then sent her sons out to sell the bread door to door. People lined up for her bread, and business grew to include more products like cake, pies, rolls, donuts, and muffins. By the 1950s, Dunford was one of the largest independent wholesale bakeries in the West. Many of you have probably had Dunford donuts and didn't even realize it. If you've ever traveled to the Western United States and bought donuts at a gas station or a grocery store, chances are high that you've had a Dunford donut. Check out all their locations across the United States. Sounds like a place we need to check out, right? With a rich history and everything like that. It's currently owned by a company called US Bakery, which owns a company called Metz, which makes lots of different types of breads. They own Dunford. They also own Franz, which makes donuts and a lot of other breads. Huge company. So I'm really excited to check them out today. Let's go.
All right, now for Dunford Bakers, we're going to do things slightly different. I'm not going to give any scores on it, but I will just talk a little bit about the donuts. Yeah, the glazed donut is just such a predictable donut. Just a nice, mild flavor. Not the greatest glazed donut in the entire world, just predictable. It's an easy, good donut that you can just go to a gas station or grocery store or something like that and pick one up. It's just predictable. That's what I love about it. It's just a nice, tasty donut. The next donut is their apple fritter. Apple fritter's really good. It's got a lot of nice chunks of apples in there, tons of glaze as you can see here. Such good donut. All their donuts are just very predictable, just nice classic donuts. Got a nice taste to it. That's one thing that's great about Dunford Bakers, among other things, obviously. The next one is not a donut. It is their cherry turnover. Their cherry turnover is really good, and it's something I get almost every time I come to Dunford Bakers, just because it's got a really nice cherry flavor and it's got tons of glaze on it. The pastry dough is just really, really crispy and flaky. Love it. Good stuff. The next one is also their raspberry fritter. Just go ahead and ignore the huge crack or fault line that's on that donut right now. Right as we were taking it out of the box to display it, it broke in half. So other than that, the raspberry fritter's good. Not as good as the apple fritter, I feel, but I'm kind of more partial to apple fritters than raspberry fritters. But still a really good one. Again, it just goes back to the predictable taste and flavor. They just make really good flavor. The next one is by far one of my favorite donuts from Dunford Bakers. It is just their chocolate ice donut. I remember getting this as a kid all the time. It is one of the best donuts that Dunford Bakers makes. It's just your chocolate iced cake donut. It's just so good. So definitely pick one up if you're ever, in a gas station or grocery store and you see the Dunford logo there and then a chocolate cake donut. Honestly, you can't go wrong with that. Maybe have it with some milk or a coffee or something like that. Seriously, you will not regret it. The next donut is the old fashioned. This one is a really good one because it's got a really nice buttery flavor for the dough and then lots and lots of icing on top, so you can't go wrong with that. It's just a really good old-fashioned donut. The next donut is the chocolate bar. This one is a really good, just standard chocolate bar. The dough has a really nice flavor to it, and the chocolate icing is just fantastic. So, which leads us to the next one, which is the maple bar. The maple bar is a really good classic maple bar. Now, I know I keep using classic and predictable, but really, that's what Dunford Bakers is. They've perfected this well over 100 years now and just make a good, consistent, classic donut in pretty much every single category. If a maple bar or chocolate bar is your thing, definitely go for one of those. The next one, it's just the pink sprinkle donut, but of course, we always like to call it the Homer Simpson donut. That one's a really good one. My kids love it. Definitely pick one up if that's your thing. Really good. This next donut is just their standard glazed twist donut. Super good. The dough is so soft. I've never had one that's raw or anything like that, like you get with a lot of other donut shops, unfortunately. undercooked, overcooked, right? This is just, they cook these to perfection every single time I've had one. It's just caked with glaze, so good. Just a nice, like I said, standard, predictable donut, the same taste every time. I've never had one that tastes bad, overcooked, too much glaze, not enough glaze. It's just the same standard thing every single time. Now this last one, Dunford Donuts uses really good quality raspberry filling for their donuts. This is a raspberry Bismarck. And so really good, it's got just white frosting on it, and it's got a really nice flavor to it. Their raspberry Bismarck donuts though are fantastic, and they just are a nice treat. Not super, super sweet. If the raspberry Bismarck donut is your thing, definitely pick one up. The raspberry, like I said, it has a nice tartness to it, not super sweet, and then couple that with the white frosting on top, it makes for a really nice flavor, so definitely pick one up.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And if there's a donut shop you'd like us to check out in your neck of the woods, go ahead and drop a comment below or email us at dough@doughnecessities.com.